What if I told you that this isn't just another sequel? This could be the movie that completely changes the future of the Dune universe. From massive desert battles to Paul's most dangerous decision yet, the first trailer is packed with hidden clues that most viewers completely missed. And one scene in particular might have already revealed the film's biggest twist. So stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know. The wait is finally over. After years of anticipation, the first look at Dune Part 3 is here, and it's safe to say that the scale is even bigger than anything we've seen before. The trailer immediately throws us back onto Arrakis. But this time, everything feels different. Paul Atreides is no longer just a survivor or a young leader. He now carries the weight of an entire empire, and every decision he makes could change the fate of billions. Right from the opening shots, the visuals are absolutely breathtaking. The endless deserts, giant sandworms, and stunning cinematography remind us why Dune has become one of the most visually impressive franchises in modern cinema. But the trailer isn't just showing beautiful landscapes. It's hinting at something much darker. Several scenes suggest that Paul is beginning to struggle with the consequences of the future he once believed he could control. His expressions, the mysterious dialogue, and the tension between the characters all point toward a story that will be far more emotional than the previous films. We also get brief glimpses of Chani, and it's clear that her relationship with Paul is heading into dangerous territory. Trust, love, and destiny seem to be colliding, and that conflict could become the emotional heart of the movie. And then there's the action. The trailer teases massive battles that look even larger than anything from Dune Part 2. Huge armies, explosions across the desert, and breathtaking shots of sandworms charging into battle suggest that this could easily be the biggest war we've seen in the franchise so far. But that's only the beginning. In the next part, we'll uncover the hidden details that almost everyone missed and explain why one tiny moment in the trailer could completely change the story. Now let's talk about the hidden details, because this is where the trailer gets really interesting. One of the biggest things that stands out is Paul's expression throughout the trailer. He doesn't look like a victorious emperor. Instead, he looks like someone carrying an impossible burden. That's important because the previous films have already shown that Paul's visions of the future are becoming harder to escape. This trailer seems to suggest that every choice he makes comes with a devastating cost. Another detail many viewers may have missed is how isolated Paul appears in several shots. Even when he's surrounded by thousands of followers, the camera often frames him alone. That visual choice could be hinting that the more power Paul gains, the more isolated he becomes. Chani also appears to have a much bigger emotional role this time. The tension between her and Paul is impossible to ignore. Their relationship no longer feels like a simple love story. It now seems caught between love, duty, and conflicting beliefs. If that's true, their choices could become one of the film's biggest emotional driving forces. The trailer also gives us a few quick glimpses of enormous battles, but notice that it never fully reveals who has the upper hand. That's a smart editing choice. Instead of giving away the outcome, it builds suspense and keeps audiences guessing. Visually, the movie looks absolutely incredible. Every frame feels cinematic, from the sweeping desert landscapes to the massive sandworms and the detailed production design. It's clear that the filmmakers are aiming for an even grander experience than the previous two films. And here's one more interesting theory. The trailer spends surprisingly little time explaining the overall story. That could mean the studio is intentionally hiding the movie's biggest surprises. If that's the case, many of the most important twists are probably still completely secret. So while the trailer answers a few questions, it raises even more. And that's exactly what a great trailer is supposed to do. In the final part, we'll talk about our overall thoughts, what this movie needs to deliver, and whether Dune Part 3 has the potential to become the best film in the entire trilogy. After watching this trailer several times, one thing is clear: Dune Part 3 isn't trying to be just another sequel. It looks like the emotional and cinematic climax of Paul's journey. What makes this trailer so effective isn't that it reveals the whole story. It's that it leaves us asking questions. Can Paul truly change the future he has already seen? Will power ultimately cost him the people he loves? And what will become of Arrakis when the final battle is over? If the movie delivers on the promises made in this trailer, we could be looking at one of the biggest sci-fi events of the year. The scale looks massive, the visuals are stunning, and the emotional stakes seem higher than ever before. That said, it's still important to remember that this is only the first trailer. Studios often save their biggest moments for the full movie, so some of the most shocking twists are probably still being kept secret. My trailer verdict? Based on what we've seen so far, this trailer does exactly what it should. It builds excitement without revealing too much, gives us breathtaking visuals, and sets up an emotional conflict that feels even bigger than the action itself. If the final film maintains this level of quality, Dune Part 3 has a real chance to become the strongest entry in the trilogy. Thanks for watching.